You are listening to WNHU West Haven, 88.7 FM, Connecticut's #1 college radio station.
Pero no la encuentro. Creo en esperanza, pero nunca viene. Dicen que el plan ya está hecho. Yo tenía un sueño, pero se me olvidó. Tenía hambre, pero ya se fue. Tenía fe en lo que me enseñaron, pero aprendí que era todo una mentira. Todos los días me vuelvo loco, todos los días me pierdo por ahí. Todos los días me vuelvo loco, todos los días. Dicen que el miedo se convierte en realidad y que se encuentra detrás de la cortina. Y no fueron los frenos, pero falta de energía. Aunque pierdas años, ganas sabiduría. Todos los días me vuelvo loco, todos los días me pierdo por ahí. Todos los días me vuelvo loco, todos los días. Todos los días, todos los días, todos los días, todos los días, todos los días. Me caigo y me levanto todos los días y curo las heridas todos los días y busco la paciencia todos los días, que es la ciencia de la vida. Todos los días trato de ser un buen humano todos los días y no me olvido de mis hermanos. Todos los días doy gracias a la vida todos los días por el amor que ella cultiva.
And we have a special guest here. Well, let's see what the name of the tune was. Todos los días. And this is artist from Bridgeport.
Yep.
Actually, you reside in Bridgeport, but you're originally from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Guaynabo, Puerto Rico.
All right. Let me gotta get the mic just a little closer so I can hear you.
Guaynabo, Puerto Rico.
This is Ricky Reyes. This is your he's part of the originator of Cosmic Ibaro.
Cosmic
right?
Ibaros, right.
And this is your individual outing separate from the group.
Yeah, it is actually. It's a project that sort of came about, and with other musicians besides the ones that I usually play with Cosmic Ibaros, and a 3-year sort of kind of on and off project, and came up with a couple of tunes different from the sound of that band.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. What was I going to? That was. I just have just got a text, and I had a couple of questions. The name of the CD is Novela Sin Tiempo.
Novela Sin Tiempo.
What?
The timeless story.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to say. What gave you the idea of bringing this?
Choosing that title. Yeah, there's always a temptation of when you have a project like this to choose a song as a title for the project. But it's something that there was a lot of different factors that came about. We started recording the tracks, and we were at one point listening to the tracks without the vocals, and we were thinking, man, this sounds like cinematic music. It's just like very cinematic, and the instrumentation in the record is, there's cellos and there's violins and there's hand percussion, and there's soprano sax here and there, and so it sounded very cinematic. So that was one, like so like a novela, in Latinos we know what a novela is, right? Like a novel. Then when we got into the studio and started recording, and again, it was a bit of an organic project. I wanted to record a record with really an acoustic record with a 3-piece. Acoustic guitar, upright bass, and percussion. And so I called 2 guys that I really wanted to work with, and one of them is bass player Rich Zurkowski. It's a great bass player out of Connecticut, Norwalk, Connecticut, and the great percussionist Obanilu Ire Allende. And so we had done things before, and there was a great chemistry between them two and myself, and I said, we're going to go in and we're going to record a couple of tracks. And so we sort of got into the studio, and we had the tracks in mind, but we probably rehearsed them once. And so there was this looseness about the record. Sometimes you go to record and they record by a click track or something. We didn't have that. It was quite loose. The momentum's shift here and there. If things get hot, you get hot. So that's the no tiempo time,
Okay.
We had no time. And so that combined with the titles of the songs and the themes of some of the songs. There's a song called El Ladrón de los Sueños, the thief of the dream. And so the one that you played first is Todos los Días, is a song about doing the best you can every day. And there's another song called La Cadena, which is about breaking the chain. There's a love song called Ilusión. And so there's all these different things.
They had themes.
They had themes. And so it's like, okay, it's almost like a novel. And a lot of the stuff comes from personal experiences. So I just thought that Novela Sin Tiempo was what's good. What's a good title for it? Besides calling it, Ricardo Reyes or Rick Reyes, because it sounds cool. Novela Sin Tiempo,
So you basically, that first tune was what you were calling a little doo-wop with a little cha-cha backbeat, and the theme was alegría.
Todos los días. It's that song. The lyrics really came out quickly and organic, and usually when that happens, that means it's good. And so I tend to write a lot of cha-chas. I don't know, maybe it's because it's easier for me, but I had to thank Rich Zurkowski because he's like, well, so he started humming this doo-wop thing, and yeah, so it's a happy tune. It's a happy tune, not heavy. I've written so many heavy tunes before, political tunes and very just heavy subjects, that I just wanted to something light and positive and happy, almost like a children's song,
right.
In a way.
Speaking of positive and
positive and staying positive and pretty much saying that every day it's a brand new opportunity to write something new and erase whatever happened in the past, and a great opportunity to just do the best you can. That's the message of the song. And it has this cha-cha feel with the doo-wop. There's no drums. It's all hand percussion, cajon, and the violin. Right. We got the great Eddie Venegas, who came in one day and added violin and trombone to some of the tracks.
Nice.
Very honored to have him. A great guy. Playing with Mark Anthony now. He's one of the trombonists for Mark Anthony, so it's doing very well for himself. So it was good.
All right, let's go to the next track and let the listeners hear what would you guys what we got to say here.
Cool.
porque mira que es muy fácil perder la pasión por tus ideas. Y aprende y date cuenta que hay muchos que abren puertas, pero hay pocos que las cierran. Y antes de caminar tienes que gatear y tener un buen maestro para poder descifrar entre verdad y un cuento. Descifrar entre verdad y un cuento, para descifrar entre verdad y un cuento.
Yeah, all right. So Rick's got this CD, Novela Sin Tiempo, and the name of the tune we just played was El Ladrón de los Sueños. And you got a CD release party coming up in October 19th at the Bijou Theater.
I do. It's at the Bijou Theater in downtown Bridgeport. You know, it's really a killer theater. I was looking for a place. I'm from Bridgeport. I'm always trying to bring attention to the diversity of the city, the great things that the city has, and the Bijou is really a beautiful theater. 240 seats, sort of like a mixture of theater and cabaret theater too.
Nice.
It's like the sides are there's some tables, and there's also general admission. There's also a humongous screen on the stage, which we hope to use for the presentation of the show. And excited to have it there, October 19th. We're going to have a local band that's also making a lot of noise. It's called O Cassius. Not a Latin band, but they're a great duo. I have a great lineup of musicians. I'm going to try to have the people that really were part of this journey. It's a journey. You know, when every time you begin something like this, a recording process, and you go through the expenses and the emotional roller coaster and the investment of yourself into a project. It's a journey. So there's a lot of people that were involved again. So we're gonna try to have a lot of those folks on stage. 7-piece band or so. No drums. We have all hand percussion. So that's going to be October 19th. Doors open at 7. It's going to be at the Bijou Theater. People should go to thebijoutheater.com and definitely buy tickets. You can buy them online. Choose your seats.
Oh, nice.
And I think it's less expensive if you buy them ahead of time.
Yeah, well, you got and you'll be able to purchase the CD there as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a limited run. We live in this an era of. I was even thinking, should I call this CD release party? That shows how old I am, really, when you call it a CD release party. You know, so I can see the folks of the theater where they changed it to the album release party.
Yeah.
So it's the album release party, but you'll be able to buy it. There, as well as some other CDs from
your other groups.
From the other group, and just really come and check out the show. I mean, we really we done some of these shows, a few shows with this band, in this presentation, with these songs already, and I've had a great time. It's just really for me. It's a different thing. It's so.
Spiritual.
It's spiritual. It's acoustic. It's very organic.
Yeah.
It's very worldly music. You know, people talk about world music and they think about Africa. Well, there's people doing world music here in the northeast of Connecticut. That come from different places, and I think this is a world music
type of CD.
Type of CD that happens to also be Latin. So. I'm excited and really looking forward to it, and hopefully people will come.
What would you classify the music as? An Latin or alternative?
I would say it's either Latin alternative. I think this is more of a world music,
or world alternative.
World Latin alternative, because it's hard to pin. It has different things. It has the Latin flavor. It has. Some like Eastern flavors, Eastern European flavors, and it has Bomba de Puerto Rico. It has, and I'm a rock and roll guy at heart, so I write like rock tunes.
Yeah.
So, but you cannot pay attention to it anymore. I mean, you just do it. You go and record whatever comes out. So, but this is the world music.
Todo del alma, from the soul.
Del alma, as long as it's honest, and I think the record is honest. When it was just me and a co-producer of Brandon Muldowney. The record was recorded at the Carriage House in Stamford, and it was just me and him. And after a while, when you begin a process like this, you sort of, you lose yourself. So I think 2-3 years passed, and I didn't know anymore. So and at the end of the day, when I was doubtful, I said, well, is it honest?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, if it's honest, then we go with it. So I think things are the tracks are honest. It's a good sounding
All right,
production.
Let's get to the next track, and we'll talk about that.
La Cadena.
La Cadena.
¿Qué va a caer? No va a caer nada. ¿Quién va a pagar por el peaje? El mismo mapa, la misma ruta. No hay respuesta, solo pregunta. En la cadena que nunca se rompe. Una buena siembra no se puede matar. El tiempo pasa y te deja esperando por abrir puertas que se olvidan cerrar. A paso creo armonía. Buscas verdad, compras mentira. Esa es la plaga de la semilla. No es callejón, es avenida. En la cadena que nunca se rompe. Una buena siembra no se puede matar. Y el tiempo pasa y te deja esperando por abrir puertas que se olvidan cerrar. ¿Y cómo vas a encontrar las razones por qué? Sin huellas que te muestren el camino. ¿Y cómo vas a borrar los errores de ayer? A romper. Rómpela, rompe la cadena, rómpela, rompe la condena, rómpela, rómpele el labón que no te deja seguir, rómpele el labón que te hace sufrir, rómpetela y bendito, rómpela, y la maldad que te rodea, rómpela, 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 rómpela. Rómpela, 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 rómpela. En la cadena que nunca se rompe, una buena siembra no se puede matar. El tiempo pasa y te deja esperando por abrir puertas que se olvidan cerrar. Por abrir puertas que se olvidan cerrar. Por abrir puertas que se olvidan cerrar.
All right. The conversation goes on and we lose track of the music here. Oh, wow. That's a heavy piece there, La Cadena.
La cadena. La cadena que nunca se rompe.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Well, as a Puerto Rican man, who moved when I was 14, I moved to Bridgeport. grew up in the East Side. I moved around, and and again, I'm very acquainted with. You're Puerto Rican, so you know what we're talking about. The social struggles that we as a people have endured for a long time. Over 100 years, and so the song talks a little bit about that. La cadena means the chain, and it's a song about breaking the chain that doesn't allow you to move forward. Whether that is an addiction, whether that is a social issue, whether that is a whatever it is, and so there's references to that. How do we move forward as a people?
You mentioned Ay Bendito.
Oh, the Ay Bendito. I talk a lot about the Ay Bendito, because I grew up with the Ay Bendito. As a Puerto Rican, we say that a lot. And I tell folks, I dislike Ay Bendito, unless you're a child, or something. Ay Bendito just doesn't help anybody.
It doesn't cut it as an adult.
No, it doesn't cut it as an adult. It's like giving you a pass for not moving forward or not being responsible. Yeah. And so that's what it is.
It's just a matter of finding a different term and saying, pick yourself up.
Break the chain.
Break the chain.
Rompete la de bendito y la maldad que te rodea, So that song is about that. It's about stop your love of victimization.
Right.
Let's talk about how we can stop struggling.
Or stop being a victim.
Or stop being a victim, because it's almost like people fall in love with pain.
Yeah.
And people fall in love with victimization. And I'm not saying that some situations or some people are not justified, and they're not victims.
Right.
But 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I was an angry, more angry political guy. I marched. I was involved with in those marches to free the los prisioneros, and Big Albizu Campos influence in me. Still, there's a lot.
You're pretty young for that.
Yeah, well, there's still a lot of influence in me, of that. Love the whole Young Lords in a way, to me, the whole what they stood for, and that all those things still matter to me.
Yeah.
But I think that the thing that we should talk about is how do we move forward? How does Puerto Rico and the Puerto Ricans move forward? And not just that, even Latinos, in a way.
In general.
But as a Puerto Rican guy, I talk about me and my people, and because I was in Puerto Rico about 3 weeks ago, and I got into some political conversations with family members and things like that, which I always interesting. People, and I think that we should start talking about how we as a people can move forward.
Right.
And that's what it is. And then anybody can listen to that song and make it their own. I'm telling you what it came from me.
Right.
I have people that have heard that song and they're like, okay, I understand. It's about breaking the chain. I've sang that song and to folks in rehab centers that are going through struggles, and they have a chain. Somebody might have broken your heart and you are not the same. That's your chain.
Right.
So we all carry a chain. You're only as good of a link as the link before you. Or if something slows you down, you just got to free yourself from it.
Right. All right, let's go to the next piece.
Y el gallito, ¿te gustó el gallito? Sí. That's a real gallito from Cantagallo, my barrio. That's funny.
All right, let's go to it.
miel y sal. Su futuro cerca, pero siempre lejano. Pero fue poco para ganar. Cuando buscas un reino para conquistar, cuando el amor se viste en disfraces, la máscara es la verdad. Y no hay lengua que interprete el lenguaje. Cuando hay otro reino para ganar. La máscara es la verdad. Y no hay lengua que interprete el lenguaje. Cuando hay otro reino para ganar. Mi ilusión está perdida. Mi ilusión es una luz que brilla de noche, se apaga de día. Esa ilusión se vuelve a escapar, buscando otro reino para conquistar, buscando otro reino para conquistar, buscando otro reino.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rick Reyes is going to be at the Bijou Theater. His CD release party is Saturday, October 19th. The doors open at 7. Rick, do you have a webpage or website? People can take a listen to some of your music or read about you?
I do. It's literally live, and we're updating it as we speak. But you can go to rickreyesmusic.com. You know, it's one of those things that I'm so happy to have, really.
Mhm.
I mean, you get caught up in the whole Facebook world, and
Right.
but to have an actual site means a lot. And you can go there, and I encourage folks to get on the mailing list, if anything.
They can sample the music and
they can listen to some songs.
Purchase the CD.
They it's not out yet to purchase,
Okay.
but if they put their names in the mailing list, I will let them know. Literally up, just like in the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
And I haven't been able to really find the time to update it, between that and everything else. But it's a nice site, and yeah, happy to have rickreyesmusic.com. There's a lot of information coming out again when upcoming shows, where to buy music, videos. There's a nice electronic press kit that's coming out very soon, and video footage of the whole recording of this project that's coming out very shortly, that a friend of mine, Dave Emmon, is doing. I got some videos from El Caballero Raniel Santos there, and yeah.
So tell me about this song, Ilusión.
Ilusión. You know, Ilusión stands for illusion. It's a love song. It's about a love that it was too good to be true, or a mirage. You know, a love that you think, something that you think is there, looks very beautiful and appealing. When you go to grab it, it's not there. And I think we all have had those situations in life. It has sort of like this, I don't know, 6/8 South American feel. I have Dave Agar, the great Dave Agar, is playing cello on this song, and on most of the record is the cellist Dave Agar. And for those who don't know who Dave Agar is, I would encourage you to go and Google his name. He's very accomplished. I'm blessed to have him on the record. Happened by chance, really. He records in the same studio that I was recording, knows the same co-producer. A friend of mine, Brandon Muldowney. Brandon asked him, can you come here, put some cello? Literally in 3 hours, he put these amazing cello parts on like 4 or 5 songs in the record. And we got Marcos Torres playing guitar. He did the guitar solo as well. Marcos Torres he plays with me in the Paso Fino Social Club, and he also plays in the Caribe Mambo Band. Great guitarist and friend. When Oba is playing cajon, incredible cajon work. All the percussion in the records by Obani Louis de Allende, and the amazing work of Rich Zurkowski up in upright acoustic. I'm playing guitar, of course, and I wanted to. It's sort of had it's this really, I think that's an example of the world tinge that this record has.
Right.
And funny enough, it was a song that I used to play a lot with the Cosmic Jibaros. But the Cosmic Jibaros, we were sort of like a rock band, so those guys never really, sort of always kind of, if there's something, they didn't want to play that. If it's something too slow or lovey-dovey, they can do that once, but that's it. We got to get back to the rock. And I grew up a lot with boleros and love songs. I love love songs, slow stuff. So that's a neat song. My wife does not like that song,
really?
Because she thinks because she feels it's not about her. So she's always like, I don't like that song, and I'm like, well, but there is a song somewhere out there that's about her. I enjoy that tune very much.
All right, well, let's try the next track. And
what's the next track?
It's Taking Over.
Ooh, the only English. Look at that. The only English tune on the record. Taking Over. We'll talk about it after you play.
Yeah.
Taking over the streets. We're taking over the government. We're taking over 'cause we never given up responsibility. We're taking over. Times will you feel sorry? And how many times will you make that same mistake? How many times will you feel the glory? How many times will you make that same mistake? We're taking over the city. We're taking over 'cause the future of our children will be free from money-hungry fascists. We're taking over you and me, my friend. We won't be selling propaganda, only telling you about all the lies that they're telling. When you're not paying attention, you stop being free. If you don't get angry, then you don't exist. No matter where you are, the world is the same. There's always an oppressor and the oppressed, pushing for that one world policy. Don't wanna deal with that one world difficulty. You wanna break down borders in the name of commerce, but then you go and blame the immigrants for all of your problems. That's why
we're taking over what was yours. We're taking over what was mine. We're taking over what is left. We're doing what is right. And it's not an easy thing. We're taking no free rides. 'Cause we were always told, never to give up the fight, never to give up the fight.
Wow, that takes that. What inspired you to write that one?
I guess you look around you and circumstances in the world. You see so many things being taken away from us. If you talk about from a world point of view,
Right.
Even let's talk from an American point of view. All these different rights taken away. Things like the NDAA law that the president, Barack Obama, actually signed into law a couple of years ago, and the Patriot Act that Bush had signed,
Right.
and things, what's happening to the food through Monsanto Act, the poisoning of the food, all these different things, cameras everywhere. Now there's a thumbprint so they can facilitate you and help you through your purchases and get more of you. And people complain and complain, but they don't do anything, you know. And so that's a song directed at that, about taking over, taking charge, you know. There's references there about maybe the whole globalization movement. Businesses push globalization, but yet they don't want to deal with immigration. So there's a line where it says, you want to break down borders in the name of commerce, but then you go out and blame the immigrant for all your problems. You know, so we want to break all these borders, but when people come in, you know, and they come here for whatever reason, we blame them. And it's not just here in America, it's also in Europe. This whole globalization thing taking an effect. Nobody's really happy. You can talk to the left, they're not happy. You can talk to the right, they're not happy. In fact, I have people from the right and left who've heard this song and speaks to them, and they feel like, oh yeah, that's right, we need to take over. You know, because they're all not, you know, happy with what's going on. And so, you know, and taking it back to the Puerto Rico thing, you know, again, you know, we got to take over. You know, we got to get responsible. Right. You know, such a tough topic, you know, when we talk among us Puerto Ricans, you know, such a hot button issue. Oh yeah. You know, but that's what the song is. It's really about. It's just, you know, I think we're getting to the point that we might have to burn the house down so we can build it back up. You know, and it might be too late. You know, but you know, I have kids. I don't want to leave this zombie world. You know, where it's farm raised fish. You know, and chemical in the produce, and you know, pink goo in their beef, you know, and thumbprints everywhere where they can be manipulated by you know, corporate conglomerates, and they, you know, there's no privacy, and people seem to be. That seems to be the way. So the young people don't understand, where the older folks say, "Hey, I don't want anybody to know who I am. I want my own privacy. I want my identity kept to myself. I don't want to spread this out." And the kids nowadays, they say, "Yeah, it's out there. It's the internet." They have no fear of it. They are tuned. You know, it's almost like the Matrix. You know, and they don't want to pay attention to what's going on. Right. You know, it's so much not fun. So that is a song of action. You know, just, you know, take over. You know. And we have a great Fernandito Ferrer, by the way, I want to say. Fernandito Ferrer, who's a great friend. I mean, I'm a big fan of Fernandito. Great singer-songwriter of the Nueva Trova movement in Puerto Rico. Singing backup vocals in there. Also, again, Dave Edgar with the cello. And we just wanted to make a song. It's sort of like a acoustic reggae in a way. Yeah. So the only English tune. Some people say, "Why are you putting that song with everything else?" Well, because it was part of the world music. Yeah, it was part of it was in my head at the time, and I went in and I just recorded what I was working on at the time, and that's one of those tunes. All right, you're listening to WNHU West Haven, Connecticut, 88.7 on the FM dial. We're also streaming on the net at WNHU.net. We're interviewing Rick Reyes, an artist from Bridgeport, originally from Puerto Rico, but he lives in Bridgeport, and he has a CD release party on Saturday, October 19th. So if you're interested, you can go to bijoutheater.com or Rick Reyes Music and find out more information. Well, let's go to the next tune. All right, I'll take that. Which one is the next tune? The next one is ¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué vas a hacer? What are you going to do? Exactly. You know, after you take over, really.
Cuando ya no tengas más ganas de decir, ¿qué vas a hacer cuando ya no estés tratando? ¿Qué vas a hacer después de una derrota y haber llorado tu última gota? si no hay agua en el río y el verano se ponga frío y el mañana se quede en el ayer? ¿Qué vas a hacer cuando ya no tengas más ganas de correr?
Se puede ganar si no pierdes.
Se cierra una puerta y se abre otra.
Se puede ganar si no pierdes.
Hay que levantarse después de una derrota.
Se puede ganar si no pierdes.
Y caminar que en tus pasos está la verdad.
Se puede ganar si no pierdes.
No se puede ganar si no pierdes. Que tienes que dar, dejarlo todo para empezar a construir una nueva vida, a sembrar una nueva semilla. Pasos hacia atrás te impulsan adelante. No pierdas tiempo y no dejes que te engañen. Echa pa'lante y no te canses. Recuérdate de esto porque este es el mensaje.
Se puede ganar si no pierdes. Se puede ganar si no pierdes. No se puede ganar si no pierdes.
Dime qué vas a hacer.
No se puede ganar si no pierdes. ¿Qué vas a hacer?
Si te faltan las ganas de seguir.
¿Qué vas a hacer?
Si no hay otra vez.
¿Qué vas a hacer?
Si no hay agua en el río.
¿Qué vas a hacer?
Y el verano se ponga frío.
¿Qué vas a hacer?
Piénsalo bien, ¿qué vas a hacer?
¿Qué vas a hacer?
Yeah.
We're getting carried away with conversations here, but you know, it's a matter of politics and people, you know, taking care of themselves. And tell me about this song, "¿Qué vas a hacer?"
¿Qué vas a hacer means, you know, literally, you know, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a song inspired about, you know, about when you run out of options.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what are you going to do after you have opened or try to open every single door and still haven't gotten out? You know, what are you going to do when you have tried everything and you still not where you want to be? Or, you know, the answer is it's simple. You just sort of keep on going, right? So that it's one of my favorite songs in the record. It's probably my favorite song, just because of the music as well. It has this sort of kind of like I don't know, like a little funky thing going on, and it's a again, there's a cha-cha somewhere in there, but it talks about that, about keeping going after you run out of options,
right,
and not giving up, looking for the solutions. So
now on the CD, what was the song that took the longest to work on? That you had to keep going back and going back.
Oh my, okay. You know what? Great. The last song. If you want to play that song, we can skip the other one. The song that took the longest, that almost didn't make it, was a song called "Lo mató la vagancia."
And why was that?
You know, it's there's a lot of parts in there A lot. The groove is really was funky. There's this Dominican tambora merengue thing going with the plena, with this African thing going on, and it's really an interesting track. And so it was challenging. Okay. We recorded it at least 3 or 4 times. It was not gonna make it, and we just kept on going and added because I thought that we really had something unique, or cool sounding, and I like also the subject matter. Again, it's about not being lazy, being proactive in your life, not being laziness kills. It's a song about how laziness killed this man, and so it talks about that, being proactive mentally, physically, spiritually, and not let laziness get you. Right.
Now, was there one tune that was? This is a 3-year project, of course.
It's a 3. It sounds like it wasn't 3 years devoted to it.
No, I understand. It's
you go in it. 3 or 4 months pass. You go in it. When you find the cash, we recorded it at the Carriage House in Stamford, which is one of the top studios really in the area. Not a cheap studio to go. Right. I could have done this in my home studio, but it's, you pay for the preamps, you pay for the mics, the rooms, and the engineer, all that kind of stuff matters. And so we started it there. So then I was like, oh, we have to finish it there, So that takes 3 years, but it literally was maybe 5 or 6 sessions. Pick it up, you put it down, pick it up, put it down. So yeah.
What was the easiest song then?
What was the easiest song?
Where everything just gelled right at the beginning, and you just came in one session, knocked it off.
I think the easiest song was probably like El Ladrón de los Sueños. I mean, just the flow and the chords of that song just gotta let the musicians right away where it needed to go. That was easy. Todos los días was easy. La Cadena was a bit easy. It came quick. Lo Mató la Vagancia and Sirena, the ballad, believe it or not, was one of those 2 that got re-recorded again. I wanted to have a ballad on the record. Well, 2 ballads now, right. But this is more of a pop ballad. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Lo Mata la...
Lo Mató.
Oh, Lo Mató.
Lo Mató la Vagancia.
De la corriente que arrastra toda la mente hacia un océano donde mucha gente se hunden por ser inocente, se ahogan por no abrir la boca y odian porque se equivocan entre el pasado y el futuro sin poner atención al presente. Mi pobre gente, lavados de mente, comprando inconsciente. El bendito es para el inocente, el que no tiene reflejos, el que va a la iglesia, el que habla y habla pero no camina la palabra, acusando y juzgando, de rodillas, pecando.
Lo mató la vagancia, lo mató
mientras te estás quejando.
After that, this way people say, oh, I heard a couple of songs, I want to hear what the rest of them.
I wanna play one song from the new record.
Podrás ser dueño sin la independencia. Mientras te estás quejando, te quitan toda la tierra. Lo mató, lo mató, lo mató la vagancia. Lo mató, lo mató, lo mató la vagancia. Porque cuando algo es tuyo, lo vas a cuidar. Cuando la tierra es tuya, la vas a conservar. Y vas a apreciar al compatriota al lado tuyo. Y vas a trabajar un poquito más duro. Se siente el dolor de una patria cuando el pueblo vive entre rejas en sus propias casas. Se siente el dolor de una patria cuando la cosecha se pudre porque nadie la trabaja. Libérate, libérate, libérate. Ya llegó, ya llegó, ya llegó la esperanza. Ya llegó, ya llegó, ya llegó la esperanza. Vive en el monte. Ya llegó.
Yeah.
Ya llegó.
Ya llegó.
Ya llegó la esperanza.
Yeah, so this one was the hardest one because of the changes there, huh?
There's a lot of changes in there. There's a lot of different, rhythms in there, really combined. You have this African Malayan guitar on top of this sort of like merengue, plena, bomba, grooves, and even with the vocals, you have that song actually also features a great Owanilu Ide at the end singing, and so it was just a difficult track, I mean, and when you break it down, it's really like three or five chords really, but I'm happy with the result. It sounds different, so. I think we capture what we wanted to capture with the track. Lo mató la vagancia.
Yeah. All right. So Felix said, make sure you get him to bring the guitar. So we have Rick with his guitar here, and we're gonna give you some live music from.
Yeah. Well.
So you have your choice of anything that you haven't put down, or you want to do something from Cosmic Ibaro?
Yeah, I want to do something from Cosmic Ibaros. We have our first and only record was recently remixed and remastered. I think it sounds killer, and so that's going to be available to folks. It's never really been available on iTunes, and we really ran out of CDs.
Yeah.
So that's going to come.
soon.
Once
you get your webpage up, you can probably have them purchase the music.
That is for
way
sure.
too.
It's going to happen, and then the band is going to be also doing some local show to promote that. We've been working on a Cosmic Keyboard record forever. It's 6-7 personalities, very hard to pin down.
Yeah, get everybody there at the same time.
And we're hoping actually to just right after this October 19 show to bunker down. I have a studio and continue our work. Except right now we just got 7 or 8 shows in October. And
nice.
Yeah, and they're all going to be, a couple of shows. There's 2 in Tennessee, 1 in Baltimore, Atlantic City. All tend to be college shows. So when you find the time, then you're out there gigging. But I surely hope that we get something new because that band is killer.
Yeah.
It's I love everybody in there. It's 10 years with the band, mostly the same guys, which is quite nice and remarkable. It speaks of the friendship, really, of the musicians.
You guys opened for Eddie Palmieri a couple of years ago in Bridgeport.
Yeah, we opened for Eddie Palmieri.
You also performed up at the Arts and Ideas.
Arts and Ideas, we've done a lot of things regionally. We went to Puerto Rico for a week. I think there's a lot left for the band to do. Right. Get out of the region, but maybe do some, other places. And I think that's starting to happen. But I'm going to play a song, one of the songs that, one of my favorite songs called Marionetas de Papel, and it's a song in the record, Yo Soy del Mundo. And goes something like this. Me levanto y no puedo conocer por qué pasó. En un mundo traicionero, yo no sé la solución. ¿Qué me vas a hacer? Marionetas hechas de papel. Es que aquí en día no se ve sabiduría, solamente hipocresía. Y me dices hoy por qué no puede ser o como ayer. Es que aquí en día no se ve sabiduría, que solamente hipocresía. Mira el lleno de celos. No tiene nada que celar. Inseguro y con miedo. Le echa culpa a los demás. Y me dices que me vas a hacer marionetas hechas de papel. Es que aquí en día no se ve sabiduría, que solamente hipocresía. Y me dices hoy por qué no puede ser o como ayer. Es que aquí en día no se ve sabiduría, que solamente hipocresía.
solamente hipocresía. Y me dices hoy por qué no puede ser o como ayer. Es que aquí en día no se ve sabiduría, que solamente hipocresía. Como tiemblas de ignorancia. No la puedes comprender. Y aquí en la distancia no te puedo conocer.
Hopefully that was good.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Marionetas de papel.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Marionettes of paper, right?
yeah, marionettes made of paper.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite songs in the record of Yo Soy del Mundo.
What was I thinking?
This song is right here, the title track of that. It's a song about immigrants, maybe, about leaving your where you come from to a new place.
Después de estar corriendo sin saber dónde llegaré, me he dado cuenta que pasó el tiempo y que ya llegué. Y nadie sabe la angustia de tus penas, nadie sabe cuánto tú pagas por tu condena. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. Ajá. Para todos los desamparados, ahí va. Después de estar corriendo sin saber dónde llegaré, me he dado cuenta que pasó el tiempo y que ya llegué. Y los amigos que serán tus enemigos, y la propaganda que te dicta tu destino. No soy de aquí, yo no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. A caballito va. Después de estar corriendo sin saber dónde llegaré, me he dado cuenta que pasó el tiempo y que ya llegué. Y no me olvido de lo que yo quería: el amor, esperanza, comida todos los días. No soy de aquí, yo no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. Me dijeron que tenía que olvidarme de las cosas que estaban sucediendo en el mundo y que no podía involucrarme a lo que a mí nunca me afecta. Filosofía de la mala semilla que crece, que pertenece a esa gente que se lo merece. Con el puñal en la mano para la brutalidad contra tu hermano. Yo tengo sangre negra, sangre taína, sangre europea. Yo tengo lágrimas que han corrido la tierra entera. No soy de aquí, yo no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo.
No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo. No soy de aquí, no soy de allá, yo soy del mundo.
Nice.
There you go, a little bit of that Cosmic Quiberos. Yo soy del mundo record.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a...
So you're gonna have both. You'll have both CDs available at the Bijou Theater on October 19th.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
And we hope to do even a Cosmic Keyboard show sometime in November in the area, maybe New Haven.
Yeah.
I love New Haven. Can I just say that?
Yeah,
I lived in New Haven for about a year and a half back. I don't know, 13 years ago or something like that.
Mhm.
And this is truly the quintessential city of Connecticut. Is New Haven, I think.
Right.
You know, you feel like you're in a city. But it seems like, you know, there's hard to find live venues to play. Although I think that's changing with places like Stella Blues, and Cafe 9 is always there.
Yeah.
And there's also Bregamos Theater.
Right.
You know, so there's always things going on in New Haven. But
that might be the venue to try and try to get a hold of Rafael Ramos and.
I played there once solo by myself, and it was great. And
Yeah.
I love what they're trying to do. Oh, not trying to do.
What
I
they
love
are
what they're
doing.
doing,
Yeah.
what they are doing.
Mhm.
It's a really a special place, and it just shows, you know, the people that do it from the heart always get it done,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and they do it from the heart.
Well, that's the thing is that there's people that are out there looking just for themselves, looking to make some money, and then there's people that are interested in just doing it for the for the sake of the arts,
Right.
and that's when you really get something special.
I agree. When they do it from the heart, as long as it's honest. Are you gonna play a track?
Yeah, what track would you recommend?
You know what? I tell you what. I think you should play. I think you should play "Siguen Peleando."
All right, let's get that queued up and give you an idea of Rick with Cosmic Ibaro.
Un día van a pagar. Aquí va la venganza. La venganza quizás es necesaria a veces.
Esta noche fue la noche que llegó toda la esperanza de un futuro lleno de amor y mucho orgullo, a un pueblo que se ha olvidado a dónde va y de dónde viene, porque ha sido controlado por un sistema que no es de nosotros, y yo me rompo el coco tratando aquí de mejorarlo, pero sigo peleando, mi gente sigue peleando, amigos sigue peleando, por eso sigo peleando. Esta noche fue la noche, 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 noche blanca, noche oscura en la pasión por mi cultura, cultura que se ha creado por la mentira de que somos libres. Es que muchos se han olvidado a dónde van y de dónde viene, porque ha sido controlado por un sistema que no es de nosotros, y yo me rompo el coco tratando aquí de mejorarlo, pero sigo peleando, mi gente sigue peleando, amigos sigue peleando, por eso sigo peleando. Esta noche fue la noche, 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 esta noche fue la noche que llegó toda la esperanza de un futuro lleno de amor y mucho orgullo, a un pueblo que se ha olvidado a dónde va y de dónde viene, porque ha sido controlado por un sistema que no es de nosotros, y yo me rompo el coco tratando aquí de mejorarlo, pero sigo peleando, mi gente sigue peleando, amigos sigue peleando, por eso sigo peleando, mi gente sigue peleando, amigos sigue peleando, por eso sigo peleando, mi gente sigue peleando.
Ahí va. Para todos esos que han perdido la batalla, para que sepan que hay unos por ahí que todavía sigan peleando por la justicia. El momento va a llegar, el momento va a llegar en que algún día la desesperación, la pena, la frustración, la confusión va a acabar. Yo me voy a controlar el destino, nuestro destino, nuestra percepción es la que cuenta. Por eso aquí, todos los que están por ahí escondidos, vamos a empezar a llamarlo. ¿A dónde vamos? ¿Vamos para dónde? Ahí, levántate y camina, hermano. Ahí, va a llegar el día hoy. Hay a veces que la venganza es necesaria. Hay que pelear y sudar. Quizás ganaron la batalla, pero no ganaron la guerra. Ganaron la batalla, pero no ganaron la guerra. Hay muchas semillas que van a crecer. Hay que encontrarlas y que sigan creciendo.
Yeah, that's like you said, it's more of your Latin rock
Yeah,
type
yeah.
of thing.
You know, yeah, that's sort of my roots. My first major concert, actually, my first concert was Roberto Carlos. It's for all the mequetrefes that know the love song Roberto Carlos. But my first, one of my first rock shows was Iron Maiden here in New Haven, actually.
No shit.
So from Iron Maiden to the Sex Pistols to Cortijo, it's all over the map.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Nice.
So-
So tell me about that piece. So you chose that piece for what reason?
it's a siguen peleando. I mean, we're talking about the whole taking over a charge, taking over your life, taking over the streets and things like that. And that's a song about continuing the fight, the good fight.
Yeah.
And that's sounds great. I thought it's the newly remastered version. Sounds true to the band and how the band sounds live. On that record, we have Carlos Gogo Gomez is playing on that. We had Tony Cintron on that. One of my favorite songs. It's a lot when we play live. It's just a lot of fun, hyped up, bombastic percussion and guitars and nothing but candy.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite tunes.
Have you ever heard of Habana Abierto?
It sounds familiar. Habana Abierto. I think maybe
You ever heard of
that gentleman over there mentioned
Kelvis
it before.
Ochoa?
Who?
Decimer Bueno.
Uh-huh.
Kelvis Ochoa.
Yeah.
I just got a text message from somebody that says he sounds a bit like Habana Abierto and Bill Withers.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. I mean, if any time you put a Bill Withers, comparison, it's amazing. Bill Withers was the master at making simple tunes really complex.
Yeah. Oh, he's a storyteller.
A storyteller.
Yeah.
I love Bill Withers and funny the person. But thank you, whoever said that. Appreciate it. That and when I wear my fedora, I get the Ruben Blades thing. So but anything being compared to those people is great. So thank you so much. And I want to remember folks you can also go to Facebook. on the Rick Reyes. I have a Facebook page, pushingtherickreyesmusic.com. There's some dates there that are not there yet because I haven't had the time to update them myself. But hopefully they will be there this week. Cosmic Kibaros is going to be doing a couple of shows in the month of October. I know that we're going to Tennessee. I know we'll be in Atlantic City. I know that we're going to be in some other places in Baltimore.
Yeah.
They just told me that we're going, but I don't know exactly where. But it's.
But
so,
you're a one-man operation.
Well, one-man operation. So yeah. So when I get to decipher the email, I'll let you know. But you can find that information hopefully this week in the rickreyesmusic.com. You can also go to cosmickibaros.com, and it will take you to a page, which is a good thing. And again, if you're out there, please go October 19th at the Bijou Theater in downtown Bridgeport. Beautiful, beautiful theater in a great part of downtown Bridgeport. Should be a great show, and sort of culminating the end of Hispanic Heritage Month. Really,
right. That's right. I forgot about that. I mean, it's a good thing that you have an event during that time.
Yeah, and I hope folks do come, and it's going to be great. I'm really excited, for it. Scared and excited,
Don't worry, you'll feel. I'm sure you're going to feel.
Yeah, it's because they're putting seven musicians together. It's always a little scary, but if you're not scared, then I don't know. I like little butterflies in my stomach, So.
And it's to promote the new CD.
The new CD, Novela Sin Tiempo, the timeless story. And that should be in iTunes very soon. Probably the day of the record, the day of the CD, or towards more closer to the CD album release. It will be in iTunes as well as the Cosmic Kibaros CD.
So you're gonna your iTunes picked you up then for that CD.
Well, I signed up with one of those digital distribution companies, and so the album will be accessible through iTunes, and I hope to also do more shows with a smaller version of the Novela Sin Tiempo in Hartford.
How much smaller?
Well, the night of the show will be 7 pieces.
Okay,
but usually, I've gone on the road with it 4 or 5 pieces, and hopefully to hit Hartford, and we'd love to hit Boston, and we'd love to hit. Just talk about going to Philadelphia,
right?
Seeing all the Philly Ricans down there, the Philly Ricans, and maybe next year Puerto Rico. I mean, it's always awesome to go to Puerto Rico and play. And just keep living, keep producing, keep, moving forward.
When is the best time for you to write music? When you're away from the family, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I was in Puerto Rico 3 weeks ago, 4 days, no family around. You miss the hell out of them, really. Yeah. But there was no TV where I was staying. There was nothing, and just 3 songs came out of my head. It's always that's the challenge lately, just to find the time to allow inspiration to come in, because you're so busy with the family, the children, the wife, the projects, the bands, and the gigs, that you're just in reactionary mode. You're just moving along,
right? And
so also this past August, I made an effort to just not do anything of that, and because you need to an artist needs times to daydream,
right?
That's when the creation happens. So hopefully I'll get to do a little bit more of that, and I'm just happy. I'm happy and lucky and blessed to be doing what I want to be doing, and having a great wife that always supports, and loving my 3 kids, and playing with some great musicians. It's life is good. I'm very blessed. So, and I hope folks can get to come on the 19th to share with me that celebration of the end of this journey.
And you can purchase tickets at the bijoutheater.com. Can you purchase the tickets from your website too?
I don't think so, not yet. But I think if you go there, you can go straight to the box office of the Bijou Theater.
Right.
There will be a link there too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of the great things. Yeah, you can even get to choose your seats because they have a nice chart of the seating. And we'll again say we're gonna have O'Cash's opening the show. Great band out of Bridgeport with John Torres and Meredith Dimena. A great duo, up and coming. Great duo opening the show. And
it sounds like they might be along the lines of Rodrigo y Gabriel.
They have this. They're a great duo. We did something together not too long ago in New Haven at the Pop Shop Mart. John Torres, singer-songwriter, Meredith Dimena, singer-songwriter. They both have this thing going on that's really nice. That the voices mesh beautifully, and they're creating new music. You should have them here at some point. John is Cuban actually. It's not Cuban. He's not playing Latin music, but he's a Latino. And there's a lot of great art and music in Bridgeport. There really is, and not just in Bridgeport, in New Haven and Hartford. I mean, you were telling me about the Curtis brothers. Look at these guys, from Hartford. The amazing work that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I appreciate you giving me the forum and giving everybody a forum to come and expose that. So thank you so much for your time.
We were looking forward to having Jay Borges, who just passed away.
Jay, I met Jay several times. Jay, maybe 2-3 years ago, came and played at a Cinco de Mayo show with the Cosmic Ibero, showed up and plugged his cuatro. Last time I saw him maybe about a year or so ago with Paso Fino Social Club. He came in and plugged his cuatro. We talked a few times. Every time I would see him down in Bridgeport, if I see him in Hartford, truly an ambassador of our culture, Puerto Rican culture. Always a gentleman, great musician. I was really, really sad to hear of his passing. Too young, too young. I mean, but I hope he's in a better place, and I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
And we're gonna miss him, and maybe there should be some tribute for him, because he was really a figure that impacted, a very impacting figure in Hartford and in Massachusetts. So I hope there's something that's done. But my condolences to the family.
Yeah.
The big loss to the community, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Got another tune we want to play from it?
You know what? Let's do one more tune, and let me see. We can do a Cosmic Ibero tune, or we can do you know what? Do the first tune.
First one?
Yeah.
All right. Pull that up.
Paciencia, pero no la encuentro. Creo en esperanza, pero nunca viene. Dicen que el plan ya está hecho. Yo tenía un sueño, pero se me olvidó. Tenía hambre, pero ya se fue. Tenía fe en lo que me enseñaron, pero aprendí que era todo una mentira. Todos los días me vuelvo loco, todos los días me pierdo por ahí. Todos los días me vuelvo loco, todos los días. Dicen que el miedo se convierte en realidad y que se encuentra detrás de la cortina. Y no fueron los frenos, pero falta de energía. Aunque pierdas años, ganas sabiduría. Todos los días Pienso en las noches que paso hambre y en la mañana un vaso de agua, nada más, nada más. Y cuando camino, camino inocente, y en las miradas no saben soñar. Y en mi raza siento una amargura que quema y quema, sin un final, sin un final. Solito me encuentro, solito me quedo, y en las miradas no saben soñar. Y en mi raza siento una amargura, una que quema y quema, sin un final, sin un final. Vivo una vida que es tan diferente que no me importa lo que diga la gente. Vivo una vida que es tan diferente que no me importa lo que diga la gente. Pa' frente, pa' adelante, que nunca pa' atrás. Ten cuidado que te pueden matar. Hacia la furia del jibarito, arrancando de este sonido. Y aunque mi tiempo ha llegado, te advierto a ti. Ama a tu hijo, tu hermano, no caigas así. Y aunque mi tiempo ha llegado, no supe seguir caminos que nunca yo tuve, no estaban ahí, no estaban ahí. Vivo una vida tan diferente, pienso mañana nunca vendrá. Vivo una vida tan diferente, pienso mañana nunca vendrá. Pa' frente, pa' adelante, que nunca pa' atrás. Hacia la furia del jibarito, ten cuidado que te pueden matar. Hacia la furia del jibarito, 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 hacia la furia del jibarito.
You're listening to WNHU West Haven, Connecticut, 88.7 on the FM dial. This is the Roots and Relevance of Salsa with Cisco, and our special guest, Rick Reyes. Kind of out of breath because I had to run down the hall. I was waiting for Felix to call to tell us about the event down in Paradise Green there.
In Paradise Green, who had? I think who's playing there?
This, I think I was one of them, but there's a Bomba dance group that's going to be there at the end. That
I think what's his name? I bet you, Mr. What's this gentleman that always does the event? Raniel.
John?
Mr. Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, I forget his name.
Oh my goodness.
the name it's the tip of your tongue there.
Oh my goodness, no! But that's the festival happens every year. I'm sure Eddie Rivera's there too playing.
Yeah, I think that's
He's there.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Hispanic Heritage Month. You know, it's funny. Is it? I'm always confused. Is it because it's like half of September and like half of October,
John Stewart.
right?
Yeah, it's a good question.
That's too early, right?
John Stewart. is
John
the guy,
Stewart.
the name of the guy.
John Stewart.
Oh, John Stewart, right? Said okay. Yeah, John Stewart is the gentleman that puts it together.
Yeah.
He's a great guy,
Mm-hmm.
lover of Latin music. But Hispanic Heritage Month begins literally now, I think.
Yeah, well, I thought it was just October myself.
Yeah, but I always make the joke. It's funny because some people just get like 1 month. Latinos get like half of September and half of October.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's okay. But it's okay. We'll take it. There's going to be a lot of celebrations. I want to mention some folks. I know we were talking about the Acoustic Cafe. Yeah. If you're ever around in Black Rock area, go to the Acoustic Cafe in Black Rock.
They're
Great
a
place.
supporter of your music, right?
Support of the music. We've been there for a long time. It's our home, really, when we honed in our skills. And there's a couple of Latin events happening there. I think there was also there might be a little salsa event coming up, I believe. So just
You
go
mean
to
the Mikata.
Mikata. You're right.
Yeah.
Mikata's playing with great Asher Delarme. So Asher, if you're listening, man, I love you. Giving you a plug here. But
That's at the end of the month, right?
at the end of the month at the Acoustic Cafe, Paso Fino Social Club. Actually, if you want to see that band, it's going to be a Pacifico restaurant.
Will you be playing with them?
I'll be playing with them.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it's they're billing this as Havana Nights. Havana Nights. So we're gonna be playing a lot of Cuban music at the Pacifico restaurant in New Haven, and yeah. And so again, and for more information, just go to rickreyesmusic.com. So.
Oh, what was it you were saying about the Facebook?
Oh yeah, Facebook. We're in Facebook on the Ricardo Reyes or Rick Reyes. You can visit that. We have a Paso Fino Social Club page. We have a Cosmic Hibaro page.
The invite.
Oh, to go in there to the invite to the event. Please go to the invite page on the Rick Reyes or Ricardo Reyes. Click that button. Click that button of the invite so we can
Let you know about the music.
let you know about the music, let you know about what's going on, and different things. There might be a surprise here and there. Also, we might add somebody else to the show. But it's easier if you become a friend. If you like that, press that like button, because that way we can keep you up to date. And that's basically it.
All right.
So thank you so much, man. I appreciate all your time.